rumors and dismissed all criticism around the contentious Citizenship Amendment Act, refuting allegations that this law is divisive or discriminatory as alleged by the opposition. The Home Minister also accusing the opposition of spreading lies and information. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly remain seated. There is a lot of security. I'd request each one of you to not leave your seats and please take your chairs for the next session. We're just about to begin. The Home Minister, in fact, made it very clear that the opposition is indulging in fear-mongering, and he is extremely confident, as you heard from himself, of surpassing the 400 mark, with the BJP winning and attaining a massive 370 seats. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated. The security will not allow you to leave the hall, so I'd request you to kindly remain seated for our next session. I can see a lot of you are already headed towards the exit, but I'd request you to kindly remain seated, please. I just request everyone to remain seated. The gentleman there at the back, thank you. We have very tight security arrangements, as you can understand, because of the presence of the Home Minister and later the Prime Minister coming in. So we just request you to kindly bear with us and the security arrangement. This is all part of the standard security protocol, and we do appreciate your patience and understanding as well. Okay, there are a lot of people at the door of the exit. I'd request each one of you to please come, take your seats. Our next session is just about to begin. All right, we are ready to start our next session. Let's just shift our focus from politics to something that is very close to our identities. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about clothes, which is one of the most intimate and personal aspects of our lives. In fact, people tell their stories through the clothes that they wear and the finer nuances of fashion as well. Be it clothing, be it tailoring, be it garments, grooming, what are the new trends, the shades, falls, accessories, colors, and all of that. In fact, even I was thinking about my clothes for the last 2 days, but that is the power of clothing. It often lies in the identity garments, which gives us the freedom that it brings. Our next session, ladies and gentlemen, is about India's rising sartorial sway on the world map. Please join me as I welcome celebrated and very respected fashion legend Rahul Mishra for a session on crafted cultures, India's global influence in conversation with News 18's Sonal Mehrotra Kapoor. Sonal, over to you.
What a pivot, right from the Home Minister to the fashion sort of legend as we know now, Rahul?
A long way to go.
A long way to go. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we have Rahul Mishra with us at the Rising Bharat Summit, not because he's the first ever Indian designer to showcase at the Paris Couture Week, not because he's the first Indian designer to have won the very prestigious Woolmark Prize in 2014 at the Milan Fashion Week, and dare I say, not because his Willing Connection was sold across the globe in stores all over. He's here with us today because he does something very unique to luxury fashion. He makes it mindful. So Rahul Mishra, take us through what and educate us mostly on what exactly is mindful luxury.
So Thank you, News18. Thank you for amazing introduction. And definitely, I think last conversation with Honorable Home Minister had been, very inspiring. And at the same time, a lot of things which I've been realizing also became enablers, whatever he was quoting, in doing what we do right now. So as a fashion designer or as a designer, my first thing is I have to design something, do something. So what we do is we try to concentrate on a process which is slow. When process becomes slow, it becomes participatory, and the people can participate, that creates employment. That is something which becomes far more powerful as an idea. Because I always say, any product, whether we talk about garment or we look at clothing or anything, I think there are always 2 ways or 3 ways to designing it or manufacturing it. One is always go to the most sustainable and most beautiful way. So I think slowness, what we bring about creating anything, creates employment, brings our people back to the villages, and it allows them to stay there. And that is the most amazing thing.
That is. So, when you see the celebrities, global celebrities across the world descend in India, it could be for a pre-wedding celebration in Jamnagar or it could be for NMACC. When they come here, you see them in really fabulous Rahul Mishra clothing. You see those pictures, as we have this conversation over here, from Mark Zuckerberg to Selena Gomez to Zendaya. We've seen all of them wear Rahul Mishra clothes. But Rahul, the interesting part and the connection of how do we go from that glam, that glitz, that really wow quotient from the ramp, and how do we translate that into roof over somebody's head, a karigar, a house and education for their kids? How does that spectrum happen? Put that into context. Rahul, for those of you who don't know, by the way, takes it all back to his roots in UP, to our hometown, Kanpur, by the way. So that's where it's all going. And those clothes that you see on international celebrities are being made there in UP.
UP along with West Bengal and everywhere. So first thing what we did is, because ultimately we have to get into product manufacturing. So what we did is we decentralized the processes. And very first time when I started working hand embroidery, I came to this Dharavi and Jija Mata, all those areas, Mumbai. And we realized these working conditions or the way people are working are not really, really good. I'm talking 2012, 2013. How we can make sure that places are much better, people can have much better lives. Nobody should be living in those areas also. Working is a complete separate thing altogether.
We have some pictures of before and after from there now.
I think one of the most unfortunate thing which happened, I'm not going to get into politics of it, but I really feel is about like villages somehow in terms of employment, in terms of work, probably could not catch up to the cities. So a lot of population of villages started migrating to city. Even the drivers who we have at a home, first thing which brings them dignity is if they can make a pakka house in their village to show to the society that they are doing well in life. And for this, they have to slog and live in a slum area, live in a area, no clean water to drink. They can't even take shower every day and all that kind of thing. And no nutritional food also at the same time. So what we started in 2012, and now because of, this, I should say, Jan Dhan Yojana, and because of what is happening in the villages, like I recently, 10 days back, I went to my village also. I was surprised to see actually all nulls over there and they all are working, which is amazing. So now villagers, they want to live over there. For us 10 years, we have been doing that. All these guys, they work from the villages. And they all produce the pieces which probably Mark Zuckerberg is wearing, which probably...
So you're saying you're not bringing the karigar from UP, from West Bengal to Delhi and Mumbai. You're taking work to them. This is sort of work from home, is it?
So actually, it's a bit like hybrid model because we have got 300 people who work with us at the studio Noida. Yeah. And together all of us are able to create employment for another 1,200 people, full-time employment.
Wow.
All across India.
Yeah.
So, and my dream is to able to create, I think, jobs for 1 million people through our fashion initiatives, because we create clothes which are extremely slow. Like, for example, the Zendaya sari or Mark Zuckerberg shirt which you see over there, or what his family was wearing, these clothes are good enough to get employment for 15 people for 15 days.
Hold on. 15 people for 15 days worked on that one shirt. That
not shirt, I'm talking about like both the couple.
Both the couple on what Mark and his wife were wearing.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
So I think the process of slowness becomes far more engaging, far more beautiful. And that is something which has been one of the highlights of our career. And also the reason, because I always say like how we can think about, so I often talk about this, that instead of seeing primary objective of fashion as consumption alone, we try to create a system that creates participation from people, participation from people. Because as a designer, it's very easy for me to think about a design digitally printed, it's going to be a half an hour job. When you machine embroider, it's going to create 50 hours of job. But when you do hand embroidery on the same piece, it creates 5,000 human hours of work. So that is where fashion or a product become far more powerful. And I'm also sharing something, like one of the key person, his name is Afzal Zariwala. He started working with me in 2012.
He's again, a Karigar.
Yeah, Karigar. Again, he was working, in West Bengal, leaving his village in Bonpur, in Mumbai, comes from West Bengal. 1984, he migrated in search of work, started doing embroidery, was living in slum areas in Mumbai. And he had a beautiful house over there, maybe some of the pictures are there. And what I've realized, when we started creating work over there, so they all migrated, all his people migrated back with him. And today, his daughter is studying in London.
Oh,
so
wow.
A guy who has probably not gone beyond. So this is a setup which he started in village. So every bicycles around, they all come around over there. They all have been part of Mumbai initially. And what is really powerful here is that, the kind of dreams which every day, this is his house, which was locked for almost 15, 20 years. He built it for his parents, could never live over there because who's going to get job over there? So this kind of engagement becomes very, very powerful for fashion.
Indeed. To imagine that somebody who had to migrate in search of work, stay in the slums, and their kids now in London is indeed incredible. So congratulations, Rahul, for having done that. I want to sort of understand, this is India's moment in so many ways than one. It could be our financial market, it could be so many other things, it could be music, it could be art, and so is fashion. So many Indian designers we know are showcasing abroad, are being talked about, and we see more and more celebrities, global celebrities, don the Indian sari with a lot of pride. Yours, of course, has made waves as well. But particularly in France, is it true, can I just go straight to that, is it true that the French President Macron asked you to shift to the French countryside, that this is too much talent for India, we need him there in France? Is that true?
Yeah, this is, I think this is obviously 6 months back I met him. 2018 was the first time he invited all of us for some French designers, some of the designers were from Japan, and they all are hand-picked elite designers over there, showcased in Paris. So he said this in an address that all of you need to shift, make France your home. And then personally also when I met him 4 or 5 times, he had kept telling me, when you're starting a business or atelier or something in Paris. So maybe it's also a good idea altogether when you look at France. Obviously, my base is going to be in India always. Yeah. But yes, we are looking at doing something in France as well right now.
Not bad at all. So as we come to the close of this session, let me quickly get some spicy comments out of you, Rahul. So you have designed for you have dressed up so many celebrities, India and abroad. Tell me the one who's been the toughest to sort of please, or which has been the most difficult brief to follow through.
I think some of the most difficult briefs are now, which I got yesterday for some big movement.
Oh,
obviously can't share that. So it's very open-ended, very beautiful idea. And some of the easiest has been even for the Mark Zuckerberg's family. Yeah. So when they got in touch with us, there's hardly any time. We have to fly one girl with 2 suitcases full. We did not tell her who she's going to meet. And we were wondering, what if she doesn't return back and joins Facebook? So, but it was quite a breeze, when we were doing their clothes. You know, idea behind this, sometimes whenever, I do a lot of Western wear, but whenever these known people, when they get in touch with us, like President Macron, when we gift him something to it, we gift him a kurta. You know, my dream is the way, I'm wearing jacket right now, we all are wearing Western clothes. They all came to India probably 100, 200 years back, and that's how we all are dressing up right now. Sari is such a beautiful piece. Maybe something sari inspired should become a staple for every nationality person, every person on the planet to wear. And they should have something. Similarly, a kurta, which is so comfortable, should be staple in every person's wardrobe on the planet. And this is one small little mission which I have to achieve. So that's why there was no brief. When Zendaya wanted to wear, she's the one of the most stylish, most talked about global icon. When she was coming, the first time we did one jacket for her, second time I said, you have to wear a sari. Yeah. There's nothing else.
But give me a name, now, Rahul. Come on, give us a name. Tell us the most fondest memory.
So recently, I must say, when Rihanna was coming to India, sometimes unachievable targets are given. So I could not do that because we decided to do something. But then within 2 days, there was a fittings in Milan. Impossible for hand embroidery. Most of the times, because we only work with hand, most of the times it's the only problem is that we cannot turn around things really fast when we work with slow idea.
Right. All right, with that, we're going to wrap up this session. But Rahul Mishra, you've made Mark Zuckerberg, who wears only grays and black, wear the Bengal tiger with pride. You've made Della, you've made Selena Gomez, who wear the most chicest clothes, get a bit of India in them. So congratulations on that. And congratulations on everything you're doing. And please do not move to the French countryside. We need you here, don't we, guys?
No, I'm very much here. And thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for